again, I feel like I haven't made a video in forever, even though it's only been a few days, but I have been thinking about you guys and watching your videos, and I'm so impressed with you guys. You all motivate me. If you have a channel and you have left a comment or you're subscribed to my channel, let me know, because sometimes I don't know if somebody actually has a channel. And I mean, I love to support people. The support that I get here on YouTube is amazing. So if you have a channel, next time you leave a comment, just let me know, hey, I'd love for you to check out my channel, and I totally will. So I have been doing really pretty good this week. I still had weeklies left over, and it's Wednesday, and I used them up for today. And my friend Heather, she was asking me, you know, do you go over on your points? And I'm like, yes, every single day. I am still really struggling to do a combination of eating the way that I eat, which is high fat, I aim for low carb. Most of the time it's low carb, and then moderate protein. So I have been double tracking this week a few times in my FitnessPal, just to look at my ratios, my percentage of fat, carbs, and protein. And I've had to, you know, play around with it a little bit. So I've been doing a little bit of trial and error this week with my diet, but it's hard. It's a daily struggle for me. Some of the foods that I eat are very high in points, coconut oil being one of them, and I've kind of whittled my bulletproof cocoa down to 7 points, and that is totally manageable. So that is good. And then my snack, I whittled it down to between 3 and 5 points for my snack, so 12 points from 32. So then I'm left with 10 points for lunch and 10 points for dinner, which I think is totally reasonable. So as I've kind of played with things, I think I have found a way to, you know, have my 7-point breakfast, and then my 3 to 5, depending on how big I make my snack, which is always plain, full-fat yogurt. Sometimes it's Greek, sometimes it's not. And then 1 to 3 teaspoons of peanut butter. It really depends on how hungry I am. And then my lunch, one of the meals I try to do about 3 to 4 ounces of a protein, and then as many green veggies as I can have. And then I try to have a starchy vegetable. Starchy, you know what I'm talking about, like a sweet potato, a baked potato, if you want to call those vegetables, sure. So, I mean, technically I think they are. So that's kind of how I try to structure my food. But the times that I go over is when I have like half of an avocado at breakfast, or, you know, I'm going out for date night. And this week I tried to work in some more like treat like items to try that again. And I would say that was okay. I had one time where I had 2 tablespoons of mini M&Ms, and it was 7 freaking points, and I was so mad because I wasn't planning to have that. But I thought, okay, well, what can I have for my treat? Well, I'll be so good and measure out my mini M&Ms. So I probably won't have that treat, but I did find a place in town that does no sugar added, fat-free frozen yogurt, and that is like a splurge, a big treat for me. And 4 ounces is only 3 smart points. So I'm actually going out with a girlfriend on Friday, and we have a girls' night instead of doing dinner, because restaurants can be like really challenging for me personally. We're gonna go to that frozen yogurt place, and the last time I went, I would put like a little bit in my cup, then I'd have them weigh it, so I could kind of get an eyeball idea of how much 4 ounces of that yogurt is. It was great. So I'm feeling like, okay, frozen yogurt is not something that is like a trigger binge food for me, so I feel safe with that. I had made some chocolate gluten-free muffins. My little son liked some other muffins that I made that weren't gluten-free, and I thought, well, I'll make some with a gluten-free mix, and they were delicious, and I loved them, but I had to bag them up and put them in the back of the freezer. By now I've forgotten about them, but when they were like within reach, I wanted to keep eating them, and so sometimes I would have a meal that was just those chocolate muffins. Yes, they were, you know, 1 smart point for the mini ones, but there are certain foods that I'm learning, okay, well, that it was a treat food, but it was a little bit of a trigger for me to want to eat more. So it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. Either throw them away. Usually my option is to throw them away, or if it's something that I know that my family will eat at another time, then I'll save. So I have a treat that I have found that works for me, that I feel works into my plan, and it won't be a trigger for me to go and want more. So that is really exciting, because that has been kind of like a roadblock for me, is working in some treats. And I have always been able to work in dark chocolate, so that's good. So dark chocolate and frozen yogurt is working for me right now. So that is really good. I have been really trying to just kind of slow down this week. I had overcommitted myself for a couple weeks, and this week I'm just trying to just lay low. I went out with a friend to a movie, and it was awesome, and I didn't order the nachos or the popcorn. That I was at the counter, and then I ordered nachos, and I was like, no, what am I doing? That's ridiculous. Then I went to order popcorn. I'm like, no, I don't have the points for this. I wasn't planning. I went in with the plan of not ordering any food, and then I get there, and I'm like, that smells good. I should get some popcorn. It wasn't going to help me towards my goal, so I chose not to. I did get a diet soda, which tasted great. And then a funny side note to that, I had some caffeine in a diet soda before the movie, and then I got my big diet Coke, and then I came home, and I have a really hard time falling asleep, even on days where I'm exhausted. And so I found that melatonin helps, just 5 milligrams of melatonin. So I thought that I was taking my melatonin, and I had popped an Excedrin, and Excedrin has caffeine in it. And so I had all the caffeine before the movie, the caffeine during the movie, and then my stupid Excedrin at like 11 o'clock at night, and I was so mad. And so then I went and took my melatonin, and actually I was able to fall asleep, and I got a good night's rest. But I've been kind of bummed, because I have really bad sciatic nerve pain that I got when I was pregnant. The way that my son was situated, he did a lot of no good things to like everything from the waist down. And so I'm just happy that I can walk still. For a while it was hard for me to stand up, and movement was really hard. But as I've been walking, trying to get my 10,000 steps, my old foot injury, I tore a tendon where my toe connects to the ball of my foot. I tore that when I was taking a pretty intense aerobics class. And so that I have to baby that, because I don't want to have surgery. And so as I've been walking more, that's been starting, as I've been walking like more than I usually do, because I usually walk for exercise, that's been really hurting me. And my sciatic nerve pain has been hurting me to the point where like sometimes I'll go to take a step, and I just like have those, like that nerve pain that shoots down my leg. I don't know if you've ever had that. So I've been doing my Beachbody On Demand workouts, Chalene Extreme, lifting some weights, and that feels good. And then just trying to ride my bike, and some days I can walk and I feel great, but I'm just having to, okay, don't push it, take some more me time. So things are good. I made an almond meal, so like almond flour pizza crust, and I recorded it. And if I can figure out, I'm so mad, we got this camcorder. We spent some of our Christmas money to get a camcorder so that I could do my videos, and it has a tripod and everything. But our computer also had the problem with the updating, and so all you need to know is that I'm having a really hard time. If you've ever seen some of my videos that don't have sound, that's part of the problem. I'm having a hard time getting things to work, and so I'm going to try my iMovie. We're going to see if we can get that to work so I can edit my almond meal pizza crust, because it was amazing. I have tried a lot of gluten-free types of recipes, and I have tried some things with like replacement flours, almond meal, coconut flour, that sort of thing, and this is by far, like by a landslide, the best thing that I have ever made. It was so good. And so I'm going to be posting that recipe hopefully like tomorrow or Friday, if I can get technology to work. So until then, I've just been using my phone. I know that that's probably what a lot of people do. I don't have like a super fancy phone, but it works. So I weigh in on Friday. I'm out of my extra points, and as of now, I'm in the hole by 4 smart points, but that's a lot better than it usually is, honestly. Just with the way that I eat, the high fat, low carb, I've figured out if I'm having a perfect day and I'm not hungry, then I have figured out how to divvy up my points. 7 in the morning, 5 at a snack, and then 10 for lunch and 10 for dinner. And honestly, that should be plenty for me to have a 10-point lunch and a 10-point dinner. But it's when I might want to have, I don't know, maybe like a little treat, or maybe I want some more food because I'm still hungry. Then that's kind of when I dip into my weeklies. So anyway, I hope that you guys are doing great. If you have a channel, let me know and I will subscribe to your channel. And thank you for your comments. Thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for the support. I really love you all, and you guys are really awesome at supporting me, and I want to support anybody else out there. So thank you for all the comments that you leave. And again, if you have a channel, let me know, because I don't always know if somebody who's left a comment has a channel that I can subscribe to. So have a great rest of your day, and I will for sure be checking in on Friday after my meeting on Friday, Weight Watchers meeting, and then hopefully I'll get my almond meal pizza crust recipe uploaded very soon. Bye.